My name is Navin Sawhney. I'm the CEO of the Americas for Ponant. We're here on board Le Boreal. This is the first ship we launched that was purpose-built as a small luxury expedition cruise ship by Ponant, and it is one of 4 such ships. Our fleet is the youngest in luxury expeditions, and with 4 ships in the fleet, we have by far the leadership position in polar expeditions, especially in Antarctica, where next winter we'll have 4 ships in those waters. Ponant cruises globally. We also do expeditions in other parts of the world, such as the Coral Triangle, and our fleet is expanding to include another 4 vessels built again in the same signature, same style, just a little bit smaller, because at Ponant we believe that smaller ships do provide for an extraordinary experience for all the guests that are like-minded to go on an expedition. Probably the biggest takeaway you'll have if you came on board any one of our ships is that they are breathtakingly refreshing and very different. They're different particularly in the style in which they've been decorated, in the colors in which they're decorated. Each of the ships is decorated in a different palette. They're all very, very comfortably appointed. We do have suites on board that offer butler service, but most importantly, for an expedition cruise fleet, 95% of our existing fleet staterooms have balconies. That is a rarity. Not many people realize that Ponant is really all about expeditions first. And when you look at expeditions, you really don't look for a casino, you don't look for alternate restaurants. You want to be in the environment of that destination and become one with it. There's probably no better way to do that than to be on a Zodiac. And Ponant has a fleet of 55 Zodiacs within our current fleet of ships. That's probably the largest fleet of Zodiacs anyone has. It's a wonderful way to experience with an expedition leader and naturalists the natural history and really begin to understand how to conserve this for future generations, whether you're in the Arctic or the Antarctic or meeting native peoples along the way, anywhere in Asia, the Pacific, or elsewhere. We are the only fleet that is designated a clean ship fleet by Bureau Veritas. That's a rating slightly higher than green. And that means there are a lot of things that go with conservation that we take the benefit of. That we have propulsion that is very different on these ships. It is electrical. We use sonar to map the ocean floor. We treat the wastewater before it's discharged into the ocean, and we use dynamic positioning in very sensitive environments like the Seychelles or the Barrier Reef, etc., and avoid dropping anchor. So all of that, along with a heightened sensitivity and consciousness on the part of all of the officers and crew, is there to enable the guests to really become part of this environment on an expedition, enjoy it, and help conserve it for future. Years ago, if you talked about expeditions, people were roughing it. I'm sure Shackleton certainly did, and we just celebrated his centennial. Cruising and expeditions have come a long, long way from there. And the contemporary consumer, the consumer of today, who goes on an expedition, wants to rough it out there. They do want to go on a Zodiac. They do want to be wearing boots, and they do want to climb on the ice and all of those things. However, when they come back to a ship, they want their creature comforts well taken care of. And Ponant does that in spades and in a very unique way. The cuisine we have on board is French cuisine, and it's in partnership with Alain Ducas's Conseil. We also have partnerships with La Durée for macarons. We have a partnership with Veuve Clicquot for champagne, and with Paul for baked goods on board. So all of this combined with a terrific fine wine list makes for a delectable experience on board gastronomically. On a small ship, you really want the experience to include your fellow guests. You really want it to include a lot more on board that actually educates you about different places, different people that you visit. So even if we are in a classic destination like the Aegean or up in the Baltic or in Asia, we do have speakers on board, and these speakers always include in their lectures talks not just about the history and about the people, but also about contemporary culture and contemporary life in the places we visit. The excursions we offer are enriched and offer people an experience that carries that learning from the shipboard experience when you go ashore. And that sets us apart as a brand in offering that experience to customers. Expeditions are a growing category, and we are very, very happy to be part of that category and to see it grow. And to that end, what we've done is expanded our portfolio, not just by adding 4 more ships, which will be a little bit smaller, 184 guests, and they'll be introduced in 2018 and 19, 2 ships in each year, but it also allows us to offer destinations that increase that portfolio. There'll be subtropical and tropical expeditions in the Seychelles, expeditions in the Orinoco and the Amazon, expeditions in the Coral Triangle, expeditions along the coast of Sumatra and into Java, and so on and so forth. So I think we are delighted that this category is expanding because with it comes a completely different set of consumers, those who are very interested in learning and traveling with a sense of purpose, and that's what Ponant is all about.